So you're here because you want the ultimate guide to chemotherapy treatment. Well, there isn't one. That's it. That's the video.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Hi, my name is Shanne, and welcome back to the safe space that I've created where we can discuss openly and without judgment the beautiful chaos that is living with breast cancer. I need a new intro, preferably a shorter one. In my last video, we spoke about my beloved phylloides tumors. RIP, hope I never see you again. Wait, can I do that? Anyway, if you haven't checked out my last video, please do that. It is linked here and in the description box below. So you're here because you want the ultimate guide to chemotherapy treatment. Well, there isn't one. What I mean by this is you can hop on a search engine, Google, YouTube, and you type in side effects of chemotherapy treatment because you've just been diagnosed and you're freaking out. Naturally, you're freaked out because you've just been told that you have a chronic disease and this is the only treatment option. In your search results, you see a never-ending list of side effects. So now you're stressed and you're scared because you don't want to go bald and you don't want to be throwing up incessantly, which is understandable. But the thing is, all of those symptoms may not necessarily be applicable to you, darling. And now we come to the part of the video where I give you my personal experience, love. Now in my last video, I briefly, just a little bit, I briefly mentioned one of the chemotherapy medications prescribed to me. And the colloquial term for it is the red devil. The actual name, however, is doxorubicin or adriamycin. I want to do a little analysis of that scary term, the red devil. The thing is, I'm a literature junkie and I live to analyze things. Books, series, films, something someone said to me 10 years ago. Yeah. So let's start off with the more menacing word, the one with a bit of a negative connotation. Red. If red is your favorite color, you have zero imagination. I'm judging you. And I know I said that this is a judgment-free zone and a safe space, but I'm sorry. I'm judging you. I'm judging you if your favorite color is red. But let's get back into my little analysis. So the word devil is the more menacing word, obviously. However, red is still very significant because doxorubicin or adriamycin or the red devil is red in color. In my case, my treatment was administered intravenously. So I would have an IV access inserted anywhere here. And the drug goes in red and comes out red.
Hold up, wait a minute.
What I mean by this is the very first time you use the restroom after your treatment is administered, your urine comes out red.
What?
I'm not making this up, I promise you. Now, the first time I saw it, I wasn't really perturbed because I'm a young woman and I'm kind of used to seeing red in a toilet every month. Wow, that was an awkward thing to say. And I feel like kind of embarrassed, but like, why? Why is it so taboo to talk about periods? It's such a normal thing. Who did that? Who made it taboo to talk about periods? Men, pretty sure it was men. So the word devil, I would say it's attributed to the potency, the efficacy of the drug. But with great power comes great responsibility. And in as much as it's an effective drug, it's a little precarious because it can actually damage your heart. Like literally, it can damage your heart. Again, I promise you, I'm not making this stuff up. I'm not. The other chemo medication I was prescribed is called dacarbazine, and that's it. It doesn't really have a cool name attached to it, and it's colorless, so that's that. I want to talk just a little bit about my chemotherapy protocol, meaning my schedule. I had to go in 5 days a week. I'm talking Monday to Friday, every 3 weeks for 6 cycles. Now that in itself is a very intense protocol, and I'm pretty sure there was no one else who came in like 5 days a week. I was the only one, because I don't ever recall seeing like any one person every day for the week. It was just me. Now, since it was so intense, you would think that my side effects would have been through the roof, right? Nope. I can literally count on one hand the number of times I threw up during my entire like treatment cycle. Yeah, 3 times. I also never lost my appetite, but I did notice that my body reacted to certain foods differently. So things I was used to eating, it would, I mean, full disclosure, we're best friends now. It would trigger, you know, bowel movements. Now, in the same light, I was always constipated after my treatment cycle. And I'm talking like a whole week after that, I couldn't go. And like I said, we're best friends, but I'm a very regular person when it comes to number 2. And that apparently is a complete opposite of what a lot of other people have experienced. Aside from my digestive changes, I would say I was extremely fatigued most of the time, particularly immediately after my treatment cycle. So after my 5 days were up, I would feel exhausted for like a week or 2 afterwards, and then I would get to my, you know, normal energy level. And then I think as a result of that extreme fatigue, I had the worst attitude, the worst mood swings. I was such a horrible person during that period of time, but my mom really, you know, pulled through, and I have to give sis her flowers, because boy, I was a lot to handle. And then the most impactful change for me was losing my hair. And I didn't even think it would be such a big deal until it happened, because I've literally shaved my head like twice before. So maybe the difference is those were welcome changes, and that kind of chemo hair loss, child. Now, one of the things that puzzled me the most, and I think it's because of how it's being portrayed in the media, your hair doesn't fall out on its own. It literally has to be manipulated in order for it to come out. So what I noticed when, you know, that time came, and I would say it started about maybe 2 weeks after my very first treatment cycle, I could literally pull my hair out of my scalp and not feel a thing. So it's like the hair was weak, and I was kind of unsettled by this, you know, the idea of me just being able to pull out my hair. And oh, it makes my skin crawl just to even talk about it. But what happened was I got so frustrated with it that I literally just pulled out my hair. At the time I had twists in, so I kind of pull out my hair in like chunks, and I swear to you, you cannot tell me that I don't look like Return Naslab from Courage the Cowardly Dog. That is legit how I felt in that moment. Ugh. Anyway, I didn't stay like that for too long, because my cousin Marlene, my darling cousin Marlene, shout out to you, she lent us a pair of her husband's clippers. So my mom was actually the one who shaved the rest of my hair off my head. I think it was a really traumatizing experience for her, because she put all of the hair that she cut off, she put everything into a Ziploc bag. Again, I just want to give my mother her flowers, because she was a trooper throughout this whole thing. Always pleasant, always so understanding. I love you, mommy. So as you can see, that wasn't really an extensive list of side effects that I experienced. And that's why I said in the beginning that that exhaustive list may not necessarily be applicable to everyone. But it really doesn't hurt to do the research so you can mentally prepare for what you're about to experience. Now that we're done walking down memory lane and I'm in such a good mood today, I would like to offer you some friendly advice before you embark on your chemotherapy journey. Also, for those of you who have family and friends who are going through this, you may just find these tips useful. You need to stay hydrated. And I think that goes without saying. Even for our people who don't have chronic diseases, you need to drink water. Because if you really think about it, you are introducing, well, not you, the doctors, the scientists, the people, the man. They're introducing these foreign, substances to your body, which are literally taking all of your cells and resetting them. It's attacking the good cells, it's attacking the bad cells. So your body really needs to be well equipped to handle that and expel any of the remnants of it, because I mean, this thing is going through your kidneys, it's going through your liver. Definitely stay hydrated. If you take one thing away from this video, let it be that. If you are making dietary changes, firstly, let it be your decision. Secondly, do your research. I know I might sound like a broken record, or I might sound like I'm lecturing you, because I kind of am. But don't just listen to a family member who says you should drink soursop tea. What is the dosage? Would this naturopathic medication compromise the effectiveness of my conventional medication? You have to ask these questions. Tip number 3 is, please allow yourself to rest. Your body is going through trauma right now. Your cells are all over the place. They're being attacked, the good ones, the bad ones. And you shouldn't feel like you need to overcompensate for not being able to do or fulfill your daily routine. Now, aligned with that is allow people to help you. Note that I did not say ask for help, because for some of us, I know how difficult it can be. And by some of us, I mean me. I mean myself, me, Shanne. I have difficulty asking people for help or asking people for things because I feel like I'm so self-sufficient, which I am. You cannot clock me on that. I am like self-sufficient, the house down, okay? But you're really not alone in this, and people do genuinely want to help. You may not have a huge support system like I did, but there are organizations, non-profits, all of that, you know, all of that good stuff. People who want to help, people who have the resources to help you. So allow them to help you. Yes, I know that loved ones can be a bit overbearing at times, but hey, it's just because they care. And it hurts them. It hurts them to see you going through what you're going through. Lastly, and most importantly, try to remain positive. Just try. I know the medication and the side effects would make it nearly impossible to do it, but positive thinking really does yield positive outcomes. That's law of attraction 101. Basic law of attraction. But I know it gets overwhelming, and if you ever feel like it's too much, please tell someone, talk to someone you trust, someone you love. Let them know how you're feeling, because it's never good to just be in this zone of hopelessness and despair and self-pity. I've experienced it before, and 10 out of 10 do not recommend.
Period, sis.
In my next video, I'm going to walk you through how I broke the news to my friends and family. That was probably the hardest thing, well, one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life. But I did it anyway, and it had to be done. So that's what we're going to talk about next time. And in the meantime, ladies, check your breasts, and fellas, check your pecs. Okay?